Hello guys, welcome back to another episode review of Hollyoaks for 23rd December 2022. This episode was mainly revolved around the McQueens and Steve and James Nightingale. And let's start off with the McQueens first, because what an episode. It was absolutely fantastic. The fire at Price Slice. We're going to rewind a bit and talk about how this whole situation even happened. So you can see Mercedes and Felix. Felix spent his time for Christmas at Mercedes McQueen house. They were having a great time. And I think previously Felix and Bobby were playing chess. It's kind of awkward because obviously Bobby was winning the chess, not because the fact that he was winning was awkward. It was like more the metaphorical sentences that he was saying to Felix that Felix was weirded out by. And Felix even said to Mercedes, you know what, it's not even the losing the chess. It's more of, so he was just talking in riddles basically. And I think Mercedes cut short, asked them to come over for dinner. Anyway, DeMarcus walked in later with a Rubik's Cube, and I think he tried to get the momentum going. Felix probably asked him, and he bet Bobby that if he can solve the Rubik's Cube before dinner, he'll wash the dishes. And Bobby made a deal, and as you can see, they're all having a great time, laughing away. And it just looks like something out of an advert. The McQueen right now with Felix and DeMarcus as well. I actually enjoyed it. They're all having a great time. Even Bobby, he was having a good time with them until when he solved the Rubik's Cube and, everyone was laughing, joking. Felix put his hand on his shoulders and he said, "Well done, son." And I think that's when Bobby flipped. He didn't like it when Felix called him son. But we all know Felix didn't mean it like that. He's just, he probably calls most young people son, someone younger than him. It's probably as a term of endearment. But Bobby flipped and he just started going off on one at Felix. Mercedes then had a go at Bobby and sent her to her room. I just think that Bobby, this should be a sign for Mercedes, to be honest, that there is something wrong with your son. He's just flipping on everyone. Goldie's obviously had a problem with him, his own auntie. And now, Bobby just like a mood killer and a killer in real life as well. So, and my DeMarcus was actually really scared. He went behind his dad and he's like, they're absolutely baffled. Felix and DeMarcus were just absolutely baffled at Bobby's reaction. How you can go from having a nice time for Christmas right to like just flipping out completely because of one word that was said to you, and that was son, a term of endearment. So anyway, Bobby's always eavesdropping, and now he's just pondering on that message from Silas, his granddad, and the fact that on the note it says that if you value something, you should always eliminate something that's always in like, I don't know, blocking it or something. And then he went and brought it to himself that he's going to go Price Slice, and he went to Price Slice. Unfortunately, DeMarcus was in the stock room at the back, sorting some of the stock out. Bobby literally bolted the door on the lock outside. Then he set a fire to some sort of hay, a box of hay. And then he took the memory card out of the camera. First of all, I didn't understand why there's a memory card inside the camera. Why anyone would even buy that. Your memory card or your actual hard drive should be away from the actual camera. That to me didn't really make sense, but again, it's just a TV show. And Bobby took the memory card, put it in his pocket, went outside. The fire went big. Sally just got a phone call from Goldie. The fact that Price Slice is in the fire. Prince is obviously rushed in there, unbolted the door, saved DeMarcus. Felix ran over to Price Slice from McQueen's house and just absolutely flabbergasted, because he was just there with DeMarcus about a few minutes ago, and how it was like a storming of fire coming out. It just shows you obviously how dangerous the fire is. And thankfully Prince was there. Even the Goldie told him not to go in there. Prince saved DeMarcus and he didn't have to stay in the hospital overnight, I think, or some little treatment. And then he went back home. Nana McQueen was also chuffed to see Prince all good and no like permanent damage or anything. And she even offered to come to Prince's wedding because she was totally against it. And I think she said she's going to go off to start up some acting career somewhere. because she wants to avoid Olivia. She thinks Olivia's not right for Prince. Maybe, but I think the McQueens probably do need to let Prince see it for himself. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is about Prince, because there were many warning signs when it comes to Olivia. Obviously, the way she's faked to be a teacher, faked her documents as a certificate to be a teacher, and obviously she's also like meddled in McQueen affairs quite a bit. And over the year as well, ever since she's came on the square, she's been very disrespectful to Prince's mum, Goldie, even Nana, when she was clicking her fingers at the table today for the prep for the wedding prep, etc. I don't know, maybe that's something Prince needs to see, but for today, he saved the day, got DeMarcus out. I feel like Felix obviously going to be very grateful. And what was shocking is that Mercedes, when she was there, as you can see in the scene of the fire, she looked at Bobby looking worried, and in that instance, she just knew that Bobby's the one that started the fire. From what I've gathered, Mercedes just somehow knew, and I just thankfully it's it's now sooner than later, because it has been dragged on for a while. She just kept giving the benefit of the doubt to Bobby, and now she can see, because of his little outburst earlier at the family when they're having a family fun time. And now a price slice is all of a sudden on the fire. She just put two and two together, and it just makes total sense. And I think if Goldie does find out that was Bobby, then Goldie will definitely cause a massive add fuel to the fire when dealing with Mercedes, because Goldie gave constant warnings to Mercedes that her son's dangerous, he needs professional help, etc. Mercedes didn't really listen. Also, Nana McQueen didn't really listen at the end of the day. And let's hope it ends now with Bobby, and they all seek help for him, and they all kind of apologize to Goldie. That's what I'd like to see, definitely. Anyway, also I want to talk about the situation between Steve and James. Obviously, James bought some presents round for Steve. I think like a trackie suit, which was quite nice, and Steve bought some clay. James, pretended to be quite surprised by it, and he was, and he pretended to like it, which was actually quite funny, because obviously clay. And I think James kept trying to come on to Steve. Steve was kind of ignoring it. It was quite funny actually when they were both making clay together, and James was sitting behind Steve, and Steve's obviously acting oblivious, and James is trying to come on to Steve till he made a move, and Steve jumped up, and he's like, I think Steve was quite offended, because obviously Steve, he doesn't like to be thought of as someone just to be there, like physically, etc. He wants something more than that, like conversations, talking about feelings, etc. He wants a bit more than just a quickie, like Steve said. And I think James kind of appreciated what Steve wants as well, and then had a little blip there, and then obviously Steve told James to stay because he was about to leave, because things got heated, and then I think they were just watching TV, and it was quite interesting to see, really, because I think James is obviously he's turned his character's kind of changed a lot when he first came, because when he first came he was very snobby and like unavailable all the time, emotionally, whatever you want to call it. And the fact that he's now like trying to connect with people, whether it's with romantically or even like his family, etc. He's putting a lot of effort. I think James, they really reformed James' character, and definitely a massive difference to when he first came. And he's always been consistent on is that he's just remained funny. James is like a hilarious character. Really enjoy him. And I think he's one of the most funny characters on Hollyoaks, alongside Darren as well. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that for the episode review. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.